Welcome back to the Friday special edition of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. It is May 29th, 2020. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams. That's our in-studio producer, Max Fury. And it is time for This Week in Wrestling Part 1, which, as always, is the Raw and SmackDown recap.
Yes.
This is definitely a tale of two shows.
Definitely.
We're going to get right into it with Raw. Raw wasn't bad.
No.
Had a couple of good takeaways. My favorite moment of the night was obviously, I think it was Seth Rollins' fired-up promo. Following the Humberto Carrillo, Aleister Black tag match against Austin Theory and Murphy. A pairing that I like now. I didn't know that I liked them as much as I do.
Yeah, they're growing on me. And the team of Aleister Black and Carrillo, really well oiled tag team. Honestly, I wasn't really excited about it at first.
Yeah.
But they did really well. It was very entertaining.
And Seth Rollins cut a completely different promo this week.
Not the same still, yeah.
Right, he was fired up, he was passionate. It wasn't the same monotonic Messiah, I'm sorry I have to do this type of promo.
I can't believe Becky Lynch got pregnant.
Yeah, he was in it, and it was really enjoyable to watch. The whole show had a lot going on with it. We opened the show with the Women's Brawl.
Yep.
Featured a triple threat match on the Kevin Owens show. Asuka finding her number one contender in a triple threat match between Nia Jax, NXT Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, and Natalya, with Nia Jax winning. I've made no peace about making this public. I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax.
There's only three things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and eventually being hurt by Nia Jax.
I don't get it. She's not very fluid. I don't think she's very charismatic. I think that her time has come.
Yeah, and she's not really that great either.
On the same cross with the women here, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss have a interaction, I guess we'll call it, with the Iconics.
I guess you'd call it that.
I'm not a big fan of the Iconics as a pair. I find them kind of boring.
Yeah.
I think Peyton Royce is a great wrestler, but between the two, they just don't excite me. I
agree. I think that, honestly, I got to the point where I got used to not seeing them on TV, and then they come on TV, and I'm ready for them to go back away.
Angel Garza picked up a win on KO. Big win for him. It was out of an injury. Looked weird. There were a lot of out-of-nowhere wins tonight.
There were
a lot of them throughout the whole week.
Yeah.
With following up with that, Apollo Crews winning the U.S. title.
Fantastic.
From Andrade.
Not really what I would consider a very climactic finish.
But it was it was a solidified finish.
The end come the right way, I think. It's about time that they give the man his due. He's a great worker, great talent.
I'm excited about Apollo Crews being U.S. champion.
Me too.
We didn't see Cedric Alexander or Ricochet this week.
That's right, we didn't.
Hopefully we see them back on TV.
Maybe they were on the main event. I mean, we don't cover main event. Maybe they were on the main event.
It could have been. Had some other stuff going on here on Raw. Let me turn my page here. Hilarious promo exchange between R-Truth and Gronk.
Fantastic.
Neither one of them know which championship they're fighting for. That's great.
That one's upset that Tom Brady got beat.
Edge cut a promo. I'm not a big fan of the emotional self-doubt promos Edge is cutting right now. I'd like, if he's going to have the greatest match ever with Randy Orton, I want Edge fired up.
See, I liked everything that he didn't like about the promo, I liked about the promo. But, of course, we only get 15-minute videos, so
that's right.
We'll just leave it at that. We understand where they were going with.
Liv Morgan still doesn't know who she is.
I don't think she ever will find out.
This is, again, another promo in which she's talked about how she doesn't know who she was and how she's trying to find herself. I think by now it's time to help her find herself and put her to work.
I just can't get invested. If you don't put her in the ring, I can't get invested. I think that nowadays, being back in the day, you could get away with it because back in the day,
sure.
Not that I agree with this philosophy, but women were eye candy. You could do that, cut an interview and not get in the ring, and no one cared. Nowadays, women's wrestling is being taken more seriously. It's almost every bit as good as most men matches, in my opinion.
And we want to take it seriously.
And you want to take it seriously.
But we need serious competitors for that.
But you can't buy into somebody if you can't watch their work.
Yeah. The main event featured the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley and MVP in a tag match. Was okay. MVP and Bobby Lashley make an interesting team. The Street Profits had a much better showing than they did last week.
Yeah.
Ultimately ends with Drew McIntyre coming out and defeating another beautiful Claymore kick. He never.
A thing of beauty.
We talked about it personally. He never misses, and there's never daylight, and it always connects, and it looks great.
They were who we thought they were.
Aleister Black had some beautiful kicks in his tag match too.
Aleister Black always had beautiful
agreed.
kicks.
Overall, I'm going to give Raw a 3 on the upside.
I'm gonna go 3.
Three
I
on the
think
upside.
middle of the road, kind of to the up. I mean, it was decent. It didn't run too long.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the first Seth Rollins promo that they cut. The one around
the
ringside
second one
redeemed it.
was great.
The MVP thing with
He works great.
McIntyre destroying the set and stuff. That was decent. I mean, all in all, 3 to the positive.
So to wrap up the WWE side of the Week 1 recap, we come to tonight's SmackDown, and I want to make it very clear, I was absolutely disgusted with the opener. I thought it was insensitive, not only for the time period that we are living in, I thought it was insensitive due to Jeff Hardy's difficult and tumultuous climb to sobriety. To turn it into any sort of effective storyline was just the wrong move, and especially right now, I did not like the opening.
During a different time, I think it would have been acceptable.
It could have been
only
more
because
entertaining.
we pushed the Punk and Jericho angle, where he dumped alcohol and and then of course Jake Roberts and Jerry Lawler did it in '96.
Yeah.
There is a place for dramatic stuff like that. I think in today's climate with what has been taking place in the world, we're not, I don't want to steer away from the wrestling aspect.
Yeah.
But, I don't think that it was the right timing. But, I mean, evidently somebody did because it made it on the air.
Yeah, it soured almost all of SmackDown for me. I mean, the entire program. We had a battle royal to determine how this wonky tournament was going to get back on track because Elias was involved in the accident at the beginning. Comes down to a battle royal. Uso had a great showing.
Oh, man,
we were all just wanting him to win.
Shorty G eliminated by somebody who wasn't even still in the match.
I hate that rule. I hate that you can get eliminated in a battle royal or a Royal Rumble by someone who's already been eliminated. That doesn't make any sense.
But, of course, in the rule book, if you read the way it's stated, all you have to do is be propelled over the top rope by somebody.
We had a Forgotten Sons promo with another disclaimer at the beginning.
I actually liked the promo.
So did I.
It was straightforward, to the point.
Yep. I've been on record saying I like them as a group. I'd like to see them go further.
I've always been a Wesley Blake fan.
We had a Lacey Evans match with Sonya Deville. It wasn't bad.
Not
bad.
bad.
2.5 on the upside.
I'm going to go 2. I'm not big on Sonya Deville, but I think the match was pretty decent.
We had a Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss match. While it was a good match, the most entertaining part of that was Nikki Cross at the announce table.
Just
making a bunch of noise and being ridiculous.
So fantastic.
Yeah, it was. But she's so much fun to watch. We had but Sasha wins with an out of nowhere roll up on Alexa.
Yep.
Then we have a Shorty G. Sorry, I'm having a stroke. And Cesaro match with Shorty G winning with an out of nowhere roll up. We had a Mandy and Otis segment that get out of here, Barracuda. That turned into Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which was kind of funny.
Fantastic.
Mandy and Otis are entertaining. It's cute.
And if they just acting, Mandy Rose is an actress.
I'm not ready for Otis to get his heart broken
yeah.
yet. Big news on SmackDown, though. Matt Riddle making his roster call-up debut to SmackDown, as announced by Kurt Angle.
I think that Thatcher had something to do with that, because he's like, I have very little teeth to begin with, and now I'm
I can't afford for Matt Riddle to
Yeah.
kick them all out of my mouth.
No, I think he'll be a good fit.
I think that his style is going to be different. I think that there are some guys, him wrestling Daniel Bryan,
That was
him wrestling AJ Styles, him wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura are going to be some matches that people are going to see. And I've admitted to this, I was not a fan of Matt Riddle.
No.
But man, he has won me over. He has won me over big time.
Work rate and turning out good matches. I mean, you can't deny the guy.
Yeah. Main event featured Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. Daniel Bryan wins, taking his tournament spot. Jeff Hardy
shows up,
I guess, out of police custody and attacks Sheamus after Daniel Bryan gets the win.
Nothing explained. Nothing resolved. Nothing. I mean,
Raw, I'm going to give an overall thumbs up to. SmackDown gets an overall resounding thumbs down.
Yeah, definitely thumbs down.
I'm sorry I can't be more positive, but like I said...
1.5, and the only reason I say that is because, again, Mandy Rose and Otis was fantastic to watch. And the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal was good. Tell us what you thought about Raw and SmackDown. Am I wrong? Was it entertaining to you? Do you like where they're going with Jeff Hardy? Leave us a comment down below after you like and subscribe. Like us at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown or sending us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Stay tuned for This Week in Wrestling Part 2.